There it is. Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. We are going to be talking about the smart cities today, and this is going to be an open chat because I just didn't want to have to think too hard on the day after Thanksgiving, or is it 2 days after Thanksgiving now? I don't know. It's the Thanksgiving holiday, whatever. So we have a bunch of folks on. I have sent out the links to everybody, so Quint should join us. I sent out a link to Linux user 608. I sent you a link as well. If you are on a Gmail account, check your spam. That's where those like to go. But we're going to go ahead and jump on over to our panelists, and I have not actually sent out the article to anybody yet, so nobody knows what's going on. How's everybody doing? How's your Thanksgivings and stuff?
It's been really good. I mean, the family had a very good time.
Very good. Very cool. Very cool.
We just sat around, ate, and watched movies.
There you go. Yeah, I made a went over to my neighbors, and we made a Oreo ice cream cake. It was quite amazing.
Oh, them are great.
That's what I was making over there. Hey, Chip, if you want to jump on, send me a link on the contact form on my website. And if not, then we need to meet up soon so I can give you that mouse pad, because I never heard back from the winner of that official mouse pad, so I declare it goes to Chip, because we can meet in town. All right, so... yeah, it was good. I actually got all my website backups done. I mitigated every website that I run backup clients for Guten Death, which will occur on Tuesday. Everybody running WordPress websites, make sure you're ready for Gutenberg. Here it comes, whether you like it or not. It shall be crammed down our throats like Microsoft collects our data. There's no choice about it. No choice.
Oh, man.
And so Guten Death is coming, so make sure your WordPress websites are mitigated. And I did a nice video about why you might want to mitigate that. Made me want to go... such stupidity. Such stupidity. But let's see who's on. Yu-Gi-Oh Master, who is on the live chat, Linux user. I sent you a link. Keep an eye up for it. Okay, Isaiah. Hello, Isaiah. K2610. Greetings. How are you? Quint should be jumping on here. Quint's actually stuck on a Windows computer right now, and it has to reboot to do that. So if we don't see Quint show up at all, guys, he got stuck in an update loop, and the thing's like perpetually updating because he's stuck on a Windows 10 computer visiting somebody's house. So just pray for Quint, guys. Pray for Quint. He's got the Windows thing going. Let's see. Dan Kelly, of course, is on. Red Hut. Greetings. Is that like Pizza Hut? That sounds like a good place to go. Pizza. I was debating, do I want to cook tonight or do I want to actually eat out? Because I got to go out to run some errands and stuff too. So, all right, let's see. Son of Anakai, hello there. Segal, greetings to you. Eric Fortnite, how's it going there? Says shut up. Okay. I'll shut up. All right. Okay, how to check, does Clam AV or other AV really work or not? Yes, but Clam AV looks for Windows executable viruses on a Linux computer, so it's really good to run on a server that might be transmitting files between Windows computers, because if there's one thing that causes the spread of virus, it's the fact that Linux computers, if you know anything about biological sciences, Linux computers are carriers for disease, but not hosts, right? So that means that they can transmit the disease, but not actually get it. And so if you're running a server that shares files with Windows computers, make sure that you are, something like ClamAV would be a good thing to run. I mean, do you guys have any experience with ClamAV?
Here's a nice virus. Let's just pass it downstream.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's about all I know about Linux.
Just pass it down the virus conveyor belt. Just keep them passing along. Just keep
we ain't executing. Of course, unless, of course, you have Zorin. Ooh, I see I'm peaking on my microphone. I'm going to turn my mic down a little bit there. All right. So, of course, one of the fun things is if you're running like Zorin, everyone's like, oh, Zorin's like ready for the user. Yeah, but it has Wine installed. It will run with Windows viruses, guys. That's why I don't recommend Zorin. That's why it does not appear on my list. It runs great as a system, but I would love it if they did not pre-install Wine, because Wine allows Windows viruses to run. Don't sit here and say, it runs Linux, you don't need AV, and then pre-install Wine on it for somebody who will never use it, because you're just asking for trouble. So,
well, let me ask you this. If you're running Wine and you get a Windows virus in the Wine, does it stay in the Wine, or does it come out into the
depends on what the virus does, because the virus really is just a program. The question is, what does the program do? If it's a crypto thing, if it's looking for a FAT32, it's going to ignore Windows because Linux doesn't run on FAT32. If it's a crypto that just messes with every partition and wipes your partition out, then yeah, it's going to mess your system up. So it kind of depends on what it is.
A rootkit.
Ricky, what's your YouTube page?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88. I put my channel name in the box here so everybody can get to it.
Okay. Yep. So, and you can find Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 in the comments there. You can click the 3 little dots and go to channel. So that's Ricky's channel. All right. Okay. You're getting reported and blocked. Yep. Harassment and bullying. Bye, Eric. Later. Harassment and bullying. Me. Bye. Yep. Report Eric Fortnite. Later. Yep. He said, shut up. Then he said, you sound gay. Yep. You're done. Later, yo. All right. Let's see. Yes. Pizza Hut. There you go. Haven't been on live chat since 3 months. Oh, cool. Very good. Very good. All right. Andy A was always remove wine. Yeah. White chocolate always removes wine from Soren. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. All right, well, guys, sorry you guys didn't get the link. Do you guys need the links that we're going to be looking at? So the first one is from Politico Magazine, was just the absolute best. I'm going to drop it in the YouTube chat. So this guy here is, I don't know how in the world I missed this, but apparently Google has been working on building a smart city for quite some time. I don't know how I missed it. A lot of people apparently missed this. I saw an update on this on Twit the other day, not Twitch, Twit. Which is, it's a podcast. They do a lot of Microsoft stuff, Apple stuff, and things. Well, they talked about this. I'm like, I never heard about this. So apparently, a subsidiary to Google called Sidewalk bought a massive, 10 or more block square of the riverfront of Toronto, and they're building it out into an entire smart city.
Toronto.
Initial thoughts, guys. Initial thoughts. Any Canadians on here? Eh? Your guys' initial thoughts before we dig into this. Google starting a smart city.
Lord help me.
Okay, my first thought is if they're going to implement a smart city, they're going to implement all the responsibility and everything that goes along with it, and they'll be held accountable.
Therein kind of lies the problem. I mean,
we need some responsibility to go with the smart city.
Mm-hmm.
As these companies usually do, they spew out garbage to us, and then they're not responsible for anything.
Okay. Ricky, other thoughts?
If this is the last thing I wanted Google to do, Lord have mercy, a city. Google, listen to me right now. You do not need a daggum city. Get an idea, put it in the burn barrel, and come up with something else.
How about put it in the burn barrel and drop a nuke on it? I mean, that might be
a smart city for all the smart cars rolling around.
Yeah, and that's kind of the idea. Is apparently this is like the city block lost in time, where it's been completely undeveloped, despite being riverfront property. It's been completely undeveloped for a long time, and literally they're saying it looks like something spawned out of the 1960s. And so what they're doing is they're building the entire thing up. The streets are going to be built for smart car compatibility. The sidewalks are going to be built for smart sidewalk compatibility. The trackers and tracers everywhere. Now, of course, and there's some funny things in this article, which are kind of like, at one point they're like, oh, cities struggling with their budgets. Another one say cities have a lot of money. So there's a lot of at least apparent paradoxes in here. We'll see how many of these we can dive into. Hey, Pizza, if you want to jump on, I will send you the link. Pizza.
Yeah, we got to get the pizza.
I'm going to send it to you on Skype because that's what's most convenient for me right now. Okay. One of the fun things is that piqued me and said, okay, there's one useful function of this, if it actually is a useful function. That's like, the garbage systems could monitor and you get charged only for your garbage capacity. I think that's neat because I send my garbage out maybe every other week because I compile less than one regular size trash bag. And I just don't accumulate much garbage because I've figured out the way that the way to live more sustainably. And so I don't generate a lot of waste. Most of the waste that I do generate is like from the cat litter box, you know?
Yeah.
So I get little tiny bags for that. But then I'm like, okay, does this mean that now as I'm walking down the street and I throw a cup into a public waste basket, I'm going to get charged for that? And they're like, well, these things so they're bringing on a privacy consultant with Dubai, because of course Dubai is classified as a smart city, at least portions of it. So they're like, well, we need to have privacy from the ground up. Well, how do you charge somebody based upon their per capita use without collecting the actual data who it is? So it's like, some kind of contradictions in here. So that's that. Other thoughts before we dive into this?
All I must say is right now, me hearing all this makes me want to make a fire screen for myself and just say a few things.
Yeah, I hear you there.
This is why I live out in the country.
Yeah. And here's one of the fun things. One of the fun things about this article is they really take it to both extremes. Like literally even in their title, they're building a city of the future. Would anyone want to live there? It could be a great, coolest new neighborhood on the planet. Or peek into an Orwellian metropolis that knows everything you did last night. That's the last thing we all need, is the Orwellian metropolis to know everything we did last night. Before we, Linux user, I already sent you a link. Check your spam box, because Gmail likes sending my email addresses to spam because I don't like Google, apparently. If anyone else would like to jump on, use my contact form, switchtolinux.com/contact. You can get the contact link there, and that's we'll send you that. Okay, so let's dive into the article a little bit. So, of course, let's see. I do wish I pulled out an article that had more easy to spot thing. It's a fascinating read, but it's not broken down. So let's kind of break down to these guys here. So, of course, the key to the smart city is data collection. Now, I did the tinfoil hat time a while back where we talked about the city of 2030 or 2040 or whatever it was. And so what I did, what I talked about there is that, and that type of city was truly terrifying because it literally tracks everything you do. It tracks everyone who's there. It tracks absolutely everything. And of course, you don't even have the own anything. You walk around, and wherever you happen to be sleeping, you wake up in the morning and some chute dispenser will dispense out clothes exactly fit to you. Nobody owns anything. You don't own your clothes. You just put them on and throw your dirty ones back in the chute, and they get washed, recycled, and sent back out. And of course, the entire city knows who you are, where you are, what you are, whatever. And that's kind of the case there. And so it's just like, what? Now, this one here, of course, and this is that thing for a smart city, what they're saying is, no, we're just focusing on aggregate data so we can figure out how the flow is, so you can run the traffic monitors better, things like that. And so that's kind of the case. And so here we have talked about constant data collection via smartphones or sensors that can make life smoother for civic leaders and residents. And everything from transit to garbage. Apps can help citizens run their own cities in real time.
Your camera's winking out.
No, that's Noah jumped on. And so...
All right.
Gotta mute the camera there or put on some headphones, man. All right, so that's on the positive side. The constant data collection, the phones, all this kind of stuff. Or critics say nonstop data looks a lot like tracking and surveillance, opening big questions about privacy risk. Plus, how's the data used and who controls it? What do you guys think about that?
I think, in my personal opinion, I can only sum up a little short sentence for this whole thing. A city that basically takes away.
This is a high-tech jail is what it is. You get a jail jumpsuit owned by the city. You're forced to go to work in the city. You do what they tell
Noah,
you
your
to
camera's
do.
making a lot of noise. Okay, you need to put on headphones, and we need to be able to hear people. So make sure that you're not.
Is that better?
That's better. Yep. Okay, go ahead, Daniel.
Okay,
I mean, if you think about it, it's a high-tech.
My internet's down. I'm
Okay,
using my phone.
Noah, Dan has the floor. Go ahead, Dan.
If you think about it, it's nothing but a jail run by technology. You don't have an identity. It tells you what to do. It gives you your clothes, and you don't own them. You don't own nothing, a matter of fact. You get up every day. You work for the city, collect a certain amount of credits, not dollars, and you might get some luxuries out of it. And that's where they're probably going with it. That's my thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ricky, what do you think?
I agree with Dan 100%. Basically, in this city, you cannot do what you want to do. You have to abide by the city at all costs. I mean, they pretty much give you your clothes. They give you your food. They literally track everything you do. There's really nothing you can do about it. And that is scary. It really is scary.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Noah, thoughts on that? Constant data collection, is this a good, is this a bad thing in the smart city?
I think it's crazy because
It's crazy. All right.
I have all the data collection and tracking turned off on my Windows 10 laptop, so it's basically like Linux but with a Windows shell.
Yeah, well, the only way, though, you can truly do that on Windows 10 is by doing that through if you have the group policy manager from the enterprise editions. Turning out everything off in the privacy settings in Windows on a home edition, it still collects about 1,000 different data points in your system every single day. There's just no way to turn all that off. But if you have the group policy management on the enterprise edition, you can. Okay, so of course they're going in here. They're talking about the Epcot Center was Walt Disney's plan of doing this kind of thing, kind of jumping back and forth and all that kind of stuff. And so let's see. Quint just jumped on. So Quint, did you get stuck in an update loop? I mean, what was going on?
What happened is that I rebooted. I'm actually on my grandmother's Mac now because that actually works. So I rebooted and it decided to install update.
Oh
God!
Over here,
man.
I said that was going to happen.
Comes to life over the air here.
Yeah, and that was the Windows computer decided to do updates.
Yeah, the Windows computer's right here.
I called it. Oh, show that computer again. Show that computer again. Is that the same computer I have?
The Dell laptop.
Oh, I think I have one of those. Is that an Inspirion 7000 edition?
Yeah, it's an Inspirion 5000.
5000. Okay, yeah. Those are really good for running Linux. You should just put Linux on there for them. You won't get stuck in an update loop. All right, so we're talking about smart cities. I don't know if you caught any of what we had going on here. But smart city, first point, constant data collection via smartphones or sensors can make life smoother for civic leaders and residents in everything from transit to garbage. Apps can help citizens run their own cities in real time. Or are the critics right? But to critics, nonstop data collection looks like surveillance, opening big question about privacy risks, plus how the data is used and who controls it. What's your reaction?
I think, where is this? Yeah, I just don't think this is a good idea at all. A smart city. Where is this? Where are they putting this in?
Toronto. Any Canadians on here? Oh, is Anna Rita on here? I don't think I saw Anna Rita yet. But yeah, in Toronto. We are getting a smart city in Toronto.
Hey, let me just pull up the chat here.
Yeah, let's in fact, let's go over and see if anybody's commenting on this in the chat. Let's see. Pizza jumped on. Pizza. But he can't jump on yet, unfortunately. You have the link. You can jump on when you do. Saddle Ridge is on. How's it going there? I don't like normal cities. Would never want to see a smart city.
Does it bring up anything about RoboCop?
Yeah, there you go. No, that's the funny thing. You know, who's to say Google doesn't found Omnicorp? I mean, really. But that's the direction we're moving in, you know?
I mean, you don't comply with their rules, they vaporize you in your sleep.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know? Whoops, little bug. People are unhealthy today in part because people have forgotten how to cook due to convenient technologies. Technology has... Yeah, oh yeah, where were you last night on the microwave clip? I think I have to take that microwave clip and put that up as a separate one. I think people more need to see that one.
I saw, but I don't mean... Pardon me for interrupting you, Tom. I apologize, but no. I just want to say one thing about that microwave clip you did last night.
Yeah.
You made me laugh so freaking hard. The minute you went on fire, I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go.
Yeah, if you guys didn't catch the microwave clip last night, I'll try and clip it out and just do just one video on that microwave clip. That was probably the best moment of YouTube I think I've ever done.
Okay, yeah. The microwave, that was so funny, you know?
Yeah.
You just have to open the door, put the food in, close the door,
and then
put in the
you already have to push a button. You're standing next to the thing. Oh, but hey, the smart city will put the food that you want into the microwave because it will algorithmically know what you want to eat for dinner before you even know yourself. It's going to drop it in from the top. A robotic seal is going to go over. It's going to microwave. You walk in the door because it already knows when you're timing. As soon as you walk in the door, kick off the shoes to this place you just walked into like a squatter. The microwave is going to go ding, and then Alexa's going to say, your burrito is done. Like, oh, God.
So
that's the smart city we're moving towards, people.
So is this just like a neighborhood or something in Toronto? Is that how this
so a
so
company
Go ahead.
A subsidiary of
How Smart, is that how it works?
Well, I don't know. It's more or less like the commerce portion of the city. So like you go downtown, you know, in your city, you go downtown and you don't find a lot of residences there. You might find an apartment complex, but you don't find a lot of residences, but you find a lot of business, a lot of enterprise. Same type of general thing.
I see one way this can go too. Okay, you come home for your dinner. Let's say you're about 20 pounds overweight. It gives you food you don't want to eat that's supposed to be healthy for you so you can lose that 20 pounds and there's no other option.
This is much better for you, Dave. All right. And so, you know, they talk in this article, like I wish I picked out a better article that was more broken down. All right. So far, deal hasn't... Oh, and speaking of transparency, they're not really talking about this deal. We really don't know anything about it other than Google's involved. It is a subsidiary of Google called Sidewalk, and they pretty much have a deal with the city that nobody's talking about, potentially due to non-disclosure agreements.
Of course, cause panic everywhere.
Yeah. All right. So Waterfront Toronto has declined to make any exact terms of its deal with Sidewalk public, so no one on the outside knows exactly what the city has promised Google or vice versa. But the basic idea for Sidewalk to go on a year-long local listening tour, listening to the people, don't do it! Listening to people, brainstorming along the way for a master development plan for the dozen-acre slice of land. If the plan is approved by Waterfront Toronto's board, that group and Sidewalk will serve as co-master developers, with the latter in charge of funding and innovation. How to design streets to handle self-driving cars, or how to build underground utility channels serving as conduits for city services that haven't even yet been dreamt up. Oh boy. Chaos/control. We have another discussion point. Okay, the smarter a city is, the easier it is to manage well. From streets pre-built for self-driving cars to self-sorting trash stream to to lawn chairs that can tell you if they're free. Your app can tell you if a lawn chair is free down at the public pool, man.
What?
Yeah, but the algorithms that control resources can be a black box operated by private companies, to say nothing of losing random interactions that makes cities so dynamic. Okay, so here's the point. Hold on, Noah. So here's the thing we're going to get into right here. All right. In this, what we need to do is we need to ask a simple question. Is it worth giving up conveniences because we are frightened by what a city could be doing. And before we think about that, ask ourselves, do we do anything merely out of convenience, regardless of what the company is behind it? It's a kind of a probing question we can ask ourselves. Do we do enough for ourselves? Do we take any steps for our own personal privacy? That's our thoughts.
Darn, my pool chair is taken. I got to find something else to do today.
Man. Yeah. So are you willing to give up conveniences to keep your privacy?
Yes, definitely yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Noah agrees. Now, what type of steps do you already take? Oh, Anna Rita's on. Anna Rita's on. Anna Rita, we're talking about Canada. This is the smart city coming to Toronto. You can go visit it. Oh, boy. All right. So what type of things have we done in our lives to become more privacy conscious?
Using Linux.
Using Linux? Okay.
Well, I'm not on Linux right now, so I can't really say that.
Hey, yeah, but you're visiting family, and that's okay. Ricky, what's up?
One of the steps that I personally taken to make sure I'm more privacy conscious is I mainly only use my phone as a phone. I try not to use it for any social networking. That's what this and my laptops are for. Another step that I've taken is I just completely put Microsoft out of my life. I don't want nothing to do with them anymore.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Dan.
Well, you've kind of followed me on this one and seen some of the changes that I've made to try and take back some of my privacy because
you're self-hosting your email servers now.
Yes,
which is easy to do, isn't it?
I've slowly changed my username across the board. That goes for Steam and everything else, but I've kept it consistently the same so people know who I am. I haven't changed my badge or icon by my name because I want people to know that I'm changing, but I'm still the same person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I self-host my email now.
Good.
Yeah, it's
is it the same email address that I had here? Is that on your system now?
Yeah. Did you get it? No, it's not that. The email address you contact me. It's not that one. Yeah, but there's a webmail instance set up on my domain now.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So me personally, of course, I've hosted my own email for like, I don't know, 2004. I think is when I started hosting my email. I have a thing. I have a thing for, like a Hotmail address for some spammy, junky type stuff. And other than that, though, every email I have is self-hosted.
Well, let me kind of put this in perspective, okay? When this social media stuff started taking off, like Facebook and all that, they kind of gave you the fuzzy feeling it was okay to use all your privacy stuff for social media.
Mm-hmm.
Until people found out how dangerous it really could be.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was on terms and conditions may apply. They talked about how Facebook changed their privacy policy like in 2009 and where they revealed a whole bunch of personal data.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Noah, what's your thoughts? What steps have you taken to be more conscious about privacy, even if it was slightly more inconvenient? We can't hear you if you're talking. All right. When you get your mic up situated, Noah, go ahead and jump in. Like I said, of course, I've been self-hosting my email since 2004, I think, so almost a decade and a half. Of course, my phone runs Lineage, and even with running Lineage, routing nearly everything through Tor, I still pretty much only use it as a phone and a general, let me look something up while I'm on the road. And I'm using, so I got that, and of course, Linux across the board. I use the Nextcloud instance for anything that needs to be on a cloud, but I don't use the cloud well. Yep, I can hear you now. Go ahead, Noah.
Is my microphone working now?
Yes,
yeah,
Noah.
sure.
Go ahead, man. You got the floor. What steps have you taken?
I'm gonna stop doing like face reveals and stuff.
There you go. That's a good step. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear
Anything
me?
else, Dad? Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna stop doing face reveals on YouTube, and I removed
Good.
my name from the. I removed my name from the internet, and
Very good.
I'm gonna stop doing face reveals on YouTube, and I'm trying to move to Proton Mail instead of Gmail.
Very good. Those are all excellent steps. Very good steps.
That's why I'm using.
And by the way, I'm using my. Yep.
You using your phone?
That's why I use. That's why I don't use my real last name on YouTube anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're where I'm at. I had to change a few things.
Yeah, yeah. And I looked at some of the stuff. It's like, because unfortunately, since I write books, I mean, I didn't get the pen name thing coming out early enough. So I'm just kind of stuck in that area, but I don't know.
And then I kind of thought, well, I got this name, Dan Kelly. I can make a YouTube channel and call it Dan Kelly Digital.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Yeah, go ahead, Noah. Yeah, go ahead, Noah.
I installed Linux Mint 19 XFCE to a USB flash drive, and that's what I'm running my computer off of right now.
Nice.
I'm on my
Very
backup
good.
computer.
Very good. Yeah. When you run them long-term off a flash drive, just make sure you have a couple extra copies of the flash drive and make a regular copy of it regularly, because they will eventually die out. I've had a couple of them fry out, but they should work for a good while at least, though. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a really good approach too, because you can just totally confuse the algorithms by taking that thing and plugging it into a different computer someday. Like, totally mess up the data collection.
Hey, where did all those algorithms go? Where did all those algorithms go, Jimmy?
Absolutely.
I don't know. Ask the next person.
All right, let's jump on back over to the comments here. Just came here from Toss. Was Toss on there? No. Yes, love that microwave. You like electric cheese graters. Okay, you should call it microwave tutorials for morons. There you go, microwave tutorials for morons. There we go. We got our title. I think I might do that. Lewis is on Fedora. Anna Rita's on. Greetings, Anna Rita. Hello, Paul. Hello, Mugen. Stream was labeled as 5 hours from now. Really? Interesting. Does the stream have a microwave as a prop? Yeah, today we don't have a microwave as a prop. Strong Japanese/Chinese city I was talking about, there were only excessive surveillance at every corner of the city. Yeah, that's the problem over there. Quint, everyone likes your headphones. Hope you can still hear me because you went off camera. So, oh, Anna Rita has some very poignant words for the Canadian smart city. So Canada, if you guys are listening, a Canadian citizen says, "Oh, Canada's smart city can burn in hell." Paul logs out of Chrome when not needed. That's a good one too. Do not stay logged into any online accounts, because if you stay logged into it, they can track you up and down and left and right. Also, Paul's not using Facebook anymore. That's good. Yep. Or not at all. Anna Rita uses Proton Mail. Go ahead, Quint.
I just had to blow my nose, so I went off camera.
We do appreciate you going off camera.
I have bad allergies.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. All right. People like your new headphones there, Quint, by the way.
These are not mine. These are my grandmother's.
All right. Well, your grandmother has some sweet headphones. Yeah. She goes for that's rocking, doesn't she? Ah!
It's kind of hard. They don't have super good sound. It's a little hard. You're a little bit muffled.
Oh, okay.
I have a set of JBLs that are something like that, and they really rock. I got an antique stereo from the 70s. The headphone jack that's got the big plug, I got an adapter to go down to the little one, and then I have a Bluetooth transmitter on the end of that. So I can use the JBL headphones with the Bluetooth on ancient technology and a turntable. It's kind of really weird to look at.
Okay, let's see. Apparently Toss was doing a live stream today. A couple of people are saying they came here from Toss's live stream. I didn't know Toss was doing
I missed it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I looked too.
Huh. He was basically doing little holiday shopping live stream discussing all the holiday stuff.
Bummer, we missed it.
Well,
All right, let's come on back, see our next discussion point.
Toss don't put out any reminders or anything like that, so you know when he's going to pop on ahead of time. At least with your shows, I get a reminder at least an hour before you come
Yeah,
on.
I try and always schedule. All right, so here's one of the points they're doing is one of the discussion points, and we might have this as a breakout discussion point later, but they talk about the city being managed by an elected body of officials versus a city being managed by algorithms and data collection, all this kind of thing. What do you guys think of that? Would you like your city managed by people that you maybe elect? Or would you just like the company, the data algorithms just going, hey guys, you know what? The algorithm decided we just need to take this group of streets and just push all this people on it into the scoopers. Make some Soylent Green out of them maybe. What do you guys think?
It's just a prearranged show. Nobody's vote counts. They already know who's going to win. It's just a big prearranged show for everybody.
And that's
them the illusion.
So are you saying that let's do away with the elections to just hand over the whole city management over the computers and the algorithms?
The elections, but it's going to be an illusion.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They already know who's going to win. They're just going to go through all the motions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ricky, what do you think?
I think with the city possibly having an elected body of officials, I have this funny feeling in the back of my head that it's going to go south real quick.
Maybe we need to find a tertium quid. Let's not hand over management of the city to the big data mining companies who are making decisions based on harvested data. But let's also not have a monkey election that doesn't actually mean anything. What do they call that? A shadow election or something? It doesn't actually mean anything. Maybe we need to come up with a better way to manage our cities.
Maybe Anna Rita can tell us if elections actually work in Canada.
I don't know. Quint, what do you think?
That's what I was thinking, is that if they did an election, it would just be a shadow, because I think what would happen is they would just do that just to gain, just for the buzz and popularity reasons and all that. Mm-hmm. Just for campaigns and stuff, but they wouldn't actually have an election.
So even if the city election really doesn't mean anything, is it still better to have people managing our cities, or is it better to have the computer algorithms managing our cities?
I think it's better for people to actually be running our cities.
Okay.
So you said
that whole thing that, the computer can't be corrupt. I mean, all right, Noah, what do you think about this? Oh, can't hear you. All right, any other comments on that?
Switch to Linux.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
When you, in these live streams, could you, not say my name? Could you just, call me Linux user?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
What do you have anything to add to these?
I didn't hear you. Could you just
so the question is, do we want elections to elect people in whether or not the election actually means something, or do we want computers and algorithms determining what's best for the city?
I guess probably the elections, because the computers thing is kind of weird.
Okay. Yeah, we're not ready to hand over control over to the computers quite yet.
I don't want computers taking over the world.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen iRobot, we've seen Terminator, we've seen... I mean, what are these other movies out there? We need to have a list of these.
Big Brother.
Yeah, Big Brother is watching. Politics. Ooh, we do get to some politics. All right. Data-driven city making is egalitarian in one sense. It generates feedback from citizens and sensors. Count everyone who walks down sidewalk, rich or poor, powerful or obscure. In other words, it is blind to your social status. But it also moves power away from elected leaders towards companies operating the technology. Local governments often lack the funds and expertise of private companies. All right. And so, what's the reaction to that one? Anyone want to jump in?
And what I'm gonna say is hold on, just my mother called me. Hold on.
Dan, what do you think?
You run that by me again. I didn't catch all of it because I was busy in the chat.
Sure. Okay, so a data-driven city making is egalitarian in one sense. It generates feedback from citizens and sensors, count everyone who walks down the sideway, rich or poor, powerful or obscure. In other words, it is blind to social economic status. But it moves power away from the elected officials and towards the companies operating the technology. Local governments often lack the funds and expertise of private companies.
Well, that's a twist. We all know companies are just as crooked as the politicians. They kind of go together.
Mm-hmm. But at least the politicians themselves don't necessarily have the power, but the companies do.
Yeah, they have physical control over.
I know. I was listening.
Hey, Quint, we can still hear you, by the way.
I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Just in case you were engaged in a private conversation or something, just letting you know. Okay.
We know that companies have fingers and links tied to the politicians to kind of pull the strings in their direction, or else we'd have these big companies like Google and everything else that really need to be broken up.
Mm-hmm. So
I mean, the companies
it's probably bad then to give them more power.
Yeah, it's already bad. They have the power they have now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry about that. That was my cousin was asking.
I don't know if any of you remember about 10 years ago, they broke up all the phone companies.
Mm-hmm.
And we had here like Ameritech, and they broke it up, and then it was you could get MCI or any Sprint or anything you wanted for a landline.
Yep.
They literally broke up the landline system, and now it's all grouped back together again. You got AT&T and so on. Verizon in some neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it just kind of moved into like a fake competition. You know, we have Comcast and we have Time Warner. Too bad they just don't overlap their service.
I got lucky and they put two internet sources in my neighborhood, but it was by sheer luck at the time. Because at the time, when they put the neighborhood together, it was under this phone company split up, so they had to have more than one source for your phone connections via landline.
Yeah.
Hey, switch to Linux.
Yeah, go ahead, Noah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Linux user. My apologies.
Switch to Linux.
Yep. Go ahead.
Can I share my screen to show something?
Is it, if it's related to the subject matter, yes. If not, then wait until later.
I'm gonna. It's freezing up, so never mind.
Yeah, get it later. All right. So in my take, of course, looks like Ricky and Quint are both out. So my take on this is, it is bad. It has never ever led. Oh, Ricky just came back. So all right, Ricky, you got the floor.
Okay, sorry about that. My mother named me. Repeat what the question again, please.
Okay, so it's, do we want to hand the control of these cities over to the private companies, or do we want to continue to allow those elected officials, whether or not they're puppet elections or not?
I would say we allow the officials to do this because I just don't trust putting all this in the hands of the companies. I just don't think in my personal view. I just don't think in my personal view as a privacy activist this would make any type of sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my thought is, what I was going to say is, it's every time we've handed any type of this type of management over to a corporation, it has always led to the empowerment of themselves and to the detriment of the society. And so that's really what the role of government is to protect the people from, the other powers that be in the society. And to just have the government, and it's happening more often now that the government's just handing control of all these things over to the big companies anyway. There's already too much on it. And so in my experience, it would be a really bad thing to do that. Quint, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it would just be, I agree with Ricky. I think it would be better to have the government run the company or run the country or the city or whatever, because I just don't trust a private company running an entire city.
Yeah. And another thing to add to that is the company itself can't be held liable. If suppose the politician goes corrupt and we catch him in his corruption, we can hold the politician liable. What do you do when the company does? Oh, we do exactly what they did at Cambridge Analytica. They claim bankruptcy, close everything down, fire everybody, and the guys that started it take all their money out, put it back in, and create another business that's the exact same thing, and nobody is held liable in any way, shape, or form.
The reason I don't think that private businesses should be running is because I think they'll remove our rights. Like, let's say if Google ran the smart city, they would force everybody to use Google products. Like, they would force everybody to use Gmail. They would force everybody to have an Android. They would force everybody to use Google services.
Kind of like Mark Zuckerberg.
All of our rights.
Wow, Quint, that's quite a rundown.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's jump on over to the comments again, see who's saying what.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I don't think I marked my spot. Okay.
Sorry about that. There's some people walking through here.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. You're fine.
Yeah, that was my cousin who I was talking to.
Cool. He can jump on too. Why not?
We got people walking through the comments. It's kind of tough to do a video and write comments in the comments.
Yeah. Okay. So I put on sunglasses and a hoodie while using Google services. Does that count? Yeah, it counts, man. It counts all the way. I need my sunglasses up here though, but I don't have any. All right. So yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Avoid camera detection.
That. Okay. In Glasgow, Scotland, they apparently have a smart city AI. They call it. Yeah. Well, there's Estonia. Estonia is scary. The microwave is a cool weapon. If you want to off someone without their knowledge, wait until the autopsy. Okay. Okay. We used to call it Frankensteining back in the 80s, merging analog with digital tech. Okay. Dan, you should do a video on your vintage stereo system. I'd be interested in that. So there you go, Dan.
Oh, boy.
All elections are fake, and it's to entertain and make you think you have a choice. I kind of agree. Okay, present arms on Linux. So you're welcome. Your channel's nice content. All right. They've been saying elections illusion since I was a kid in the 70s. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Joe Collins does a lot of audio stuff. He actually had his start in audio.
Well, actually, I watched some of his audio stuff and purchased some of the records that he listened to. Mm-hmm. I do that now and then. It gives me a wide variety of stuff to, tinker with.
Yeah, Joe Collins' channel is pretty cool.
Oh, Tom, I forgot to tell you this, that my website is pretty much all done now. I just have to change some images.
Oh, cool. I'll have a look at it. Did you get Cloudflare working, or did you move out?
Yeah, what I did is I decided I was originally just using Cloudflare separately, but I went from Plesk. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to integrate it, so I installed the Cloudflare Plesk extension, and that messed everything up.
Okay.
So I just went back to doing it all separately.
Yeah, I don't use WordPress plugins if you can find a way to do it without. Never use Google Analytics WordPress plugins. They're just data collection tools.
It's a Plesk plugin, not a WordPress plugin.
Oh, okay, for Plesk, okay.
Plugins, too.
Well, Quint's our resident special Fedora user and enthusiast here.
Yes.
Here, do you want me to put a link to my website in the chat?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. That's fine.
I'll put it in the comments if anybody wants to look at it.
I don't mean to interrupt, but it pretty much goes like this. Quint's the Fedora user. Switch to Linux is the fire master, and I'm the keeper to the asylum. Yeah.
Yeah, we need a keeper to the asylum. Except I think that the loonies are running the asylum these days. Okay, I have about 13 open source add-ons installed on Firefox, all privacy and security focused. All right, there you go. Yep. Yeah, that's Omega Beast saw some of my comments on the Hated Ones channel. Yeah, check out if you have not seen the Hated Ones channel. It's a pretty good channel. Check that out. It's called the Hated One.
One of the things, Tom, you're going to have to help me with this is I have a bunch of links set up that have a button. It's a little picture of what it is. For example, like there's a YouTube play button, and then there's a link that says YouTube channel underneath it. And when it goes into a mobile device, it gets all wonky and it moves the button.
Yeah,
so I need to help me
just shoot me a message when we have a time and we can have a look at it. All right, sad things did most people critics anymore. Okay. Oh, in the Google City, I bet there would also be ISP, the default to Google DNS. Ooh, yeah. Oh, Mugen agrees. The lunatics run the asylum. Yep.
That's right.
I'm a kid that makes mint-based Raspberry somehow. Yeah, the Ubuntu-based distro. All right, let's jump back over to our article. Let's see what discussion points they give us next. So this is a long article. Fascinating read. I wish it was broken out. The tech industry famously moves quickly. So this is another point here. This is a big problem where tech moves infinitely faster than laws. And it raises some of the concerns where a company can jump into a new area, create a lot of tech around it, and literally push an entire country before laws are in place to protect anybody from this kind of stuff. In the smart city, this would look like the city just does a whole lot of things, whether it's collecting data, whether it's utilizing services. You know, you got Uber Eats and things. And by the way, guys, for the patron supporters, I have a tinfoil hat topic for this week, possibly, which I'm not going to tell on the stream here. But what we're going to do is...
oh, yeah, I'm ready.
There you go. You're ready. All right. So with the tech moving so quick, are we concerned with how fast it moves, what they can implement before the government even has an idea of what's going on?
Well, it depends if the tech is assisting the tech in development, because technology actually outthinks human capacity.
Okay.
I mean, this thing could actually explode all over the city, take over the city, take over all the humans that are in it, because it outthinks humans. And it's got lots of room to even make mistakes and still get it right, what its goal is.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't like technology in places where it interferes with human interaction, as far as cars and buildings and doors and your shaver and...
Okay. All right. Ricky, thoughts on that?
Yes, I think basically, I mean, yes, technology is advancing, but this is how I see technology in my personal opinion. I think the only reason why, and simple, technology is advancing so quick is because of one thing, and I think Toss has covered it before: human intelligence. Because the reason is this. The thing about us human beings is that there's a lot of stupidity in this world, but on the other side of the fence, there's a lot of intelligence. And the more intelligence we have, the stronger and faster technology will receive. But also, there is that stupidity DNA to where we can use technology for very stupid reasons, and I've seen this many times.
Yeah. Using technology to injure people is one thing. Hey, yeah. Mark Yates is on. Hey, Mark, if you'd like to join, actually, I think I should have your email address, Mark. Mark, I'm going to send you an email, so you can join us if you can.
Okay.
You put up a video and they will come.
That's right. All right, Mark Yates, I sent you a link. If you'd like to jump on, please do so.
What were you talking about again?
Okay, this one is, I forget. Oh, the tech moves so fast and government moves so slow. Are we ready to dive headlong into out-regulating tech?
Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea. I really just don't think. This entire thing, just in general, is not a good idea. I'm going to say that. None of this is a good idea. Because like Ricky was saying, technology is used in stupid ways a lot of the time.
Yep.
Quint, what you might like to do is, I actually did a tinfoil hat time about smart cities probably about a year or so ago. Might want to go check that one out. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I'm going to leave everything muted because there's people walking through here and there's a lot of noise and stuff.
Well,
so
we'll call on you. We'll call on you when we need you. All right, so here's another one way or the other. All right, so connecting more and more city services to the so-called Internet of Things can make urban environments far more responsive, efficient, and even predictable. But the extreme dependence on digital networks can make cities vulnerable to everything from simple power outages to malicious hackers, both of which are capable of stopping unprepared cities in their tracks. All right, Ricky, what do you got?
I am so sorry, but there is no way in any imaginable instance that you can prevent hackers from doing what they want. You can't prevent power outage because, like I said before, the stupidity DNA has been going on for centuries since man was first created. All I'm going to say to sum up your question is this. Power outages and all this stuff, there's only very few things that can be preventable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, connecting IoT sensors to our cows is just a silly thing to do, but Microsoft is figuring it out. Dan, what do you think about this?
What do I think about this? Well, if they're going to put so much technology and they're going to put so much software and stuff in it, they're not going to have back doors into it. They're going to have back alleys in it. And eventually the hackers are going to find a way in the alley to open the door to go into the building that runs the city and start causing damage to everything. And then you're going to have people that their things that are run by this technology are all going to be screwed up. They're going to get up in the morning and their smart razor that's in their smart bathrooms going to cut their throat instead of shave their face.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. You know, your dinner, you're going to get feces on your plate instead of your dinner when you come home. Yeah.
Because the hackers are, I mean, ultimately hackers are just, let's just have internet pranks, people. Internet pranks with IoT things. It's kind of like this, the issue, like the one thing I didn't like about Lineage, it's like, guys, stop putting out April Fool's jokes on the devices because people actually use these in production. This isn't your playground. You want to have a playground version, you know? Quint, IoT, perpetually connected, but is this a problem for our infrastructure? I hope you can hear me. Maybe Quint's not on. All right, we'll ask him in a minute when he jumps
I'm on right now.
There you are. All right, Quint.
I was talking to my cousin.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea, again, because IoT devices are usually secured with very weak passwords, and they can be hacked.
You mean insecured with very weak passwords.
Yeah, they're just all really insecure, so I would not do this. I don't like IoT devices all that much, except in some cases they're nice, but I always make sure to secure them when I get them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, like I have cameras that can be accessible on my network. They can go open to the internet, but I don't put them open to the internet because that's just silly. Yep. But I do have cameras that I can VPN into my home network and then access my cameras, which is a good way to go. So
it is.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of scary. So we don't want to rely. So here's a fun thing. Emergency preparedness. Emergency preparedness says, you know, are we ready? Do we have the ability to make any amount of survival? Suppose we give all this up to the companies, we give all this up to the tech, we give this all up to everybody. Do we now have the ability to survive when the hackers come, when the power grid goes out, when the EPP goes or EMP blast goes? Do we have anything that we can survive? Are we all prepared for emergencies?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Quint.
Yeah, I don't think there's really. I think if a hacker like gets into all this, they could just shut everything down, and the entire city can just go down in insane. Like that's that's the main issue with this, is that it can be hacked, and then people could just take over. Like hackers could just take over the entire city.
But you got two possible scenarios with a hacker. You have a hacker that could just try and shut the whole city down, or one that just wants to play pranks for as long as he's in the system to go around in it on people.
Yep. I think, in my opinion, even if we did give all this up, it really wouldn't be worth it to give all this up, because either way, hackers are some of the most highly intelligent people in our society. I mean, we're talking about major groups like Anonymous and all of them. They could literally hack anything, no matter what happens, in seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, take a look at what happened to Sony in their PS3s a couple years ago. A big wide hack struck down every single PS3 owner.
Wow. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, they're one of the most if not the most dangerous hack group of all time.
That's, yeah, absolutely. That's the one.
Now, what I view as very scary is that we have so much technology that's on the market nowadays, and young people suck it up like they're supposed to become a part of it. It's presented to them. This is your life. Get used to it. We give them toys at Christmas that talk to them, tell them what to do and everything else. And I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, my toys were made out of steel and wood. There was no transistors in them.
Hey,
yeah.
Can you hear me?
I think so.
Yep.
I'm trying to write the privacy policy for my website right now, and I'm really bored.
You can actually download privacy policies from the internet.
No,
Generators.
I'm using the built-in template. It's just some stuff is blank. Like the analytics part, I'm putting we anonymously track views on our posts, and we also track what websites refer to my own website or whatever. But I don't know how to word it.
Yeah, just I guess you got to figure that part out.
WordPress is really mad at me because I don't have a privacy policy, but I don't have a blog, so it doesn't really matter all that much. It's
yeah, the 4 is at 4. I think it's 4.90 or something. Started pushing those out because that came out right when GDPR did. Which is just it self-generates a page. Just go into the thing and say use this one. You don't have to link it anywhere. Just tell WordPress.
One of the reasons why I don't like WordPress is because it's so focused towards blogs. Like everything is all blog focused.
Yeah.
Well, in reality, WordPress is the best platform for non-blogs. I mean, great websites, blog, regular. I mean, mine is a blog, a website, and a store all combined under one platform. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, but the leadership needs some things. All right, Pizza, what's your thought on the IoT devices versus hackers and things?
If an IoT device if it has a major security flaw or something, it should be recalled.
Yep.
Yeah.
But how about handing our lives over to those?
If somebody buys like a talking bear for someone on Christmas and it turns out to be a security flaw that makes it so hackers can talk to your kids, I think it should be recalled.
I don't think people should buy talking bears for their kids if they're at that age.
Yeah, we already have a smart city. New York, forget about it. Toss us on. Toss. Let me know if you want to jump on, man. We got room for you. All right.
I don't know, you've probably seen some of these incidents where, like, all these talking toys can be hacked, and like people can say stuff to the kids who are using them, like. Because most people don't have very secure Wi-Fi, and the password to the toys are like, it's just admin password, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so they can get in there and do whatever they want with the toy.
Well, the toy can easily open a direct channel to it through the system, you know, if it's made that way.
Yeah.
The toy don't even have to go through your home Wi-Fi. Like I was trying to explain yesterday, some of the CPAP machines go directly to the cell phone towers to share information.
Yeah. I think my dad's is like that. I'm not sure. I know he has, or I think his might just have an SD card in it that he takes to the doctor.
My work van, it has a tracking system and everything in it. It connects directly to the phone network.
Okay, it turns out I have to go.
All right.
Oh, pizza.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, we just got a slice of pizza.
Yeah, we did.
The reason I'm at my grandparents' is we're having a second Thanksgiving.
Hey, 2 Thanksgivings is awesome, man.
And is it better now? Because they actually have Comcast here. We're in the city. It's not Windstream DSL like it was last time.
All right. That's actually the end of that article. But guys, not to be outdone, Microsoft is building one of these too.
Oh God!
Arizona. Now, one article really downplayed this. I'm thinking, oh, maybe the other guys were just jumping on this, and maybe this guy's right. But I found the press release. So the actual press release is basically like, yeah, we're doing a smart city. We're just not telling anybody about anything. But it is a Microsoft. It's not Microsoft as much as it's the foundation that does some of the real estate and other investing of Bill Gates through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. But they bought up a huge plot of land by Phoenix, I believe, in one of the suburbs of Phoenix area. And we don't have any plans for this. We have no clue. But apparently what's happening is there is a proposed highway that's going to be connecting Phoenix to Las Vegas. And to do that, basically a whole lot of land was sold out fairly cheap because it's kind of uninhabitable desert. But according to the press release, they are basically building a city which utilizes all this quoted smart technology. Let's see where I can find it. I'm going to have to look for a better article. I thought I had a good one, but apparently I grabbed a bad one. So, of course, as I said, one news clip article is like, no, they're really not doing this. So from the Slate. But then I looked at all these other ones, and I found the actual press releases which kind of agreed with all this. Let's see, which one was a good one? Let's see if CBS News is a decent one. All right. So this is Bill Gates Foundation. And so he spent $80 million to pick up the land, which ended up being, basically he bought 2,500 acres, which is massive.
What could be done.
Stop. CBS. That's why people don't go to your sites. Like, I don't want this autoplaying crap. Thank you. All right. So, an investment firm run by Microsoft founder Bill Gates is buying at $25,000. By the way, in Toronto, this Google one we've been talking about is literally just a few dozen acres. This is 25,000. Okay. And the proposed community will be roughly the size of Tempe, Arizona. So not a city, smart city block. This is a smart city. About 160,000 miles. It lays en route of the proposed I-11 highway that connect Phoenix and Las Vegas. Most of the land will be used in as many as 80,000 residential units with 3,800 acres for office, commercial, and retail space. 470 acres will be used for public schools, Belmont Partners says. A press release firm said it will, quote, build a, quote, a forward-thinking community with a communication and infrastructure spine that embraces cutting-edge technology designed for high-speed digital networks, data centers, new manufacturing technologies and distribution models, autonomous vehicles, and autonomous logistics hubs. But they are not telling us anything else about it at all. What are your guys' thoughts?
Switch to Linux.
Go ahead, Louie. We're going to call you Louie, Linux user.
Okay, sorry for all the interruptions and stuff. That happened. My internet's down and I was using my phone hotspot, so it kept glitching out.
So, that's fine. Do you have a comment on Microsoft's plan here?
Yeah, that's crazy because Microsoft is a big old data analytics company.
Yep. All right, go ahead, Ricky.
I still use Windows 7 though.
All I have to say about Microsoft is what in the world are you literally thinking? Microsoft, look into this camera right here. Just stop. Stop what you're doing. Stop this data collection. If you want to be a successful company, be a computer company, not a data collection company. Thank you.
Come on, man. It's just autonomous logistics hubs. I mean, come on. Dan, what's your reaction to all this?
Hey, I'm going to be right back.
Well, let's see. You have all this extra land Microsoft actually purchased. Where are they going to get the power, the water, and all the other stuff to run the city? It's already a desert.
Well, the power is easy because this is the best place to produce solar. In fact, I was down in Yuma, Arizona. I was down at one of the colleges down there. I think it might be the only college down in Yuma where literally the entire college is run entirely by solar. It is actually the most impressive thing.
I was going to say it'd have to be because the Hoover Dam is about tapped out.
Correct. Yep.
And you know, and that area there is where most of the water is. Mm-hmm. And the Microsoft, if they make it work, you know, it's awful if they can pull it off. You're going to have a large market for that city of people that want to leave California because they're already migrating to cities in Arizona because they don't want to deal with the Arizona or the California government. Yeah. But smart cities, Microsoft needs to stop what they're doing immediately and leave things alone.
And solar powered smart clothes. I mean, come on.
You know, you're gonna have solar powered everything over there.
All right, Quint, what's your thoughts on this?
I just hope they gave everybody free Microsoft Office licenses.
Oh, they will give everyone free Office 365 licenses, and everything's going to be stored in the cloud. All of those typing errors, everything you write, it's just all going right to Microsoft. They're going to know everything, man.
Oh, switch to Linux.
I'm leaving my grandparents, so I'll jump on at my house probably in about 30 minutes.
Okay. We may or may not still be on, but if we're still on, man, jump on back on. So have a safe drive over.
Okay.
Oh, God, there's talking Care Bears on this app. That's frightening. I'm frightened. Okay. All right, go ahead. Louis, what's up?
It'd be funny if someone tried to use, like, another Office suite, like LibreOffice and Linux, in that Microsoft thing, and Microsoft, like, arrested them or something.
That's right. You are going to jail, man. You're going to jail because you are using LibreOffice in Microsoftville. I mean, come on. Be happy to give MS my Fruit of the Looms telemetry. Oh, well, that just stinks. Oh my.
Oh, and I'm on Ubuntu Mate GNOME.
All right. Switching over there. All right, we're heading into a jobless society. We are absolutely heading into a jobless society. All right, let's see where we are at now. Did I leave my spot? I'm not sure I did. Oh, maybe. Oh, man. Been a while. Okay, let's see. Hello, Steve's very own. Greetings to you. Mark, I sent you a link if you want to jump on. Not sure how much
Hey,
longer
does
we'll be
anybody
on,
does anybody know who Pizza Loving Nerd's website is? Like, what's the thing?
PizzaLovingNerd.com.
Okay.
Let's see. What technology I like the most in areas where it benefits medical tech. Okay. I'm saying overall the species is stupid. I concur. Our species is stupid. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay. My 2 cents is just because we can does not mean that we should. Absolutely. I agree with that. A cult of the dead cow that has reached enlightenment. End up missing the latest TOS live streaming because I've been very busy improving my theme. Okay, very cool. IoT and the rise of AI is the end. That is correct. I mean, come on, guys. We will not even be able to, like, literally our vacuum cleaners have our IoT devices these days. Think of that. That's kind of creepy.
It is.
Yeah. You cannot be hacked if only there's nothing to hack, or if you are out of a network, separated network with one closely monitored access point. Yeah. That's why I keep my IoT cameras off of the internet as a whole and only on my local network, which you can only access if my VPN is running, and my VPN only runs if I'm out of the office for more than a day. I have it toggled off, and then that runs a 4 kilobit encryption key, which is actually overkill. But one access point into the network, and that's it.
Oh, I'm switched to Linux.
Go ahead.
I found this thing on Ars Technica that says how I went from fancy new graphics card to shouting at Windows 10.
Wait, what?
And let me show you this picture. Let me screen. It's let me show you. Let me screen share.
Okay.
It'll probably freeze up sooner or later, but all right, here. Can you see my screen?
Yep. How I went from testing fancy new graphics card to shouting at Windows 10. Nice. Yep, there you go. That's what I like. That's what I would like to do with a Surface tablet. Give me a good old mallet.
A mallet. Oh my.
You should do it to your Surface tablet on a live stream.
Nah. Okay. People want to do smart devices besides the cell phone. I don't know. Unfortunately, I find a lot of people do. It's so convenient. Can't even trust hardware these days. Yeah, boycotted most things because of how much they abuse our privacy. Yeah, I agree. I live an inconvenient life. Which the funny thing is, as you live an inconvenient life for the purpose of, like, you live an inconvenient life. It actually becomes very convenient once you get used to it. In fact, it's easier than the smart life, because the smart life becomes radically disorganized because you never organize it. You constantly rely on that.
I mean, for example, the way how I conduct my life is pretty simple. I mean, the only reason why I still have Facebook is for mainly friends and family, but other than that, that's mainly the only social network I'll do, besides Discord for business reasons, and other than that.
Hey, did you see this article on Pizza Loving Nerd's website? It's funny.
Which one?
It's crazy too. It's this.
Winroid, how Microsoft is moving from Windows.
Oh boy. Windroid. That's frightening. Eee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teddy Ruxpin. It was Care Bears. It was Care Bears on the article there. I'm not sure did you guys even see the Microsoft article? I'm not sure I was sharing the screen with you guys. There it is, by the way, if you were. Okay, I want to converts an image tablet via Bluetooth, and the phone can notify me it is in the cloud now. Yep, that's why. Like all of that whole like, ooh, it's so convenient to use your Apple phone, and then that'll just sync when you get in proximity to your computer. It's like, yeah, it all goes onto the cloud first.
It's one thing I refuse to set up in my iPhone is any cloud services.
Yep, me as well. Talking toys. Oh, hell no. CSI Cyber TV show scared me a lot. I guess there's a Black Mirror, Dark Mirror. What's that show? I've heard about it. I've never seen it.
I think it's Black Mirror on Netflix.
I'll have to look into it, see if I can find it.
It's a show, but the characters in the shows are not the same within the show. It's a different scenario of different things for each show with different characters.
Yeah.
It can go from one show that you can't stand to watch any more of it, and you stop to one you really get into.
Yeah.
And I advise adults to only watch it.
Okay. Shouldn't we have smart people first? Yeah, we should have smart people. But the thing is this. As we give up more and more of our life to smart devices, we as people become stupider and stupider. It's like they literally are sucking our brain cells out of our heads. So yes, we should have smart people first. We get smart people by getting rid of the smart devices. The more we get rid of smart devices. In fact, did you guys ever see the article? I talked about it in the past. And it's a short story, and I can't remember exactly what it is. I'd have to look it up again. But it's a futuristic society where the people have forgotten how to do simple, basic arithmetic. Like, they literally can't do, like, 2 + 2 because everything's all based on a calculator. And this guy figures out how to do it, and he goes in to the security council. It's like, look, guys, I figured out how to add this stuff. Like, why would you want to do that? It's a machine. And the whole point of the story is our over-reliance on technology is destroying us. In fact, that was a... let's see if I can find that. I actually did a tinfoil hat time where I looked into that at one point in time. Let's see if I can find it. Alright.
Switch to Linux.
Go ahead.
What are the commands to install GNOME? I'm sorry, but I already asked you this, but I forgot to write it down.
Install GNOME.
Okay.
It might be different on Ubuntu though, so I don't know what it is on Ubuntu. But on
I'm
Debian,
doing it on
it's
Linux Mint Debian Edition.
Then in that case, sorry for interrupting, but in that case, Louis, it would be sudo apt install. It's either just simply GNOME or it's GNOME desktop. It's one or the other. I know that for sure.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find that tinfoil hat time. If it was a tinfoil hat time, I did it on over-reliance on technology. And it was a while ago. In fact, it was probably like, I don't know, like number 5 or something. Tinfoil hat time number 5. Let's see.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like it might have been number 16. Let me see if this is it. Okay.
Dan.
Okay, that might be it. Let's see. If this is the one, it was February 2017.
Oh, jeez. That's a while ago. Hey,
Okay, so this short story is called The Feeling of Power by Isaac Emaskis. You can actually get the entire thing. Just threw it in the chat. Let me throw it on our screen here. We can just do a quick look at it.
Hey, SwitchedtoLinux.
Sir, go ahead.
Can you get Dan's attention? I don't think he could hear me.
Who, me?
Yeah, Dan can hear you.
Yeah.
I can
do you
hear you.
use Ubuntu Mate?
Yes, I do. I love it.
Okay.
Here's how I use it. I use Ubuntu Mate, and there's a Mate tweak tool deep in the settings.
Yeah, that's what I
and
was looking for that earlier.
I use the Redmond Mate setting, and what it does is it's very much kind of like Linux Mint Cinnamon, and it gives you the same kind of layout, and you move the taskbar to the bottom.
Yeah, what I did was I installed the dock, and then I had the regular Ubuntu Mate theme, and I just removed the bottom panel, and then I could use it like kind of like a Mac.
Yeah, I think when I set up Redmond, I had to delete a panel too, and it left me with a panel with pretty much a Cinnamon-like layout.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do a screen share if it's okay with Tom.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I can figure that one out. There we go. Screen share. You're gonna get a double because I have two monitors.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Hey.
Okay, you should be able to see my screen share now, and you'll see how the bottom's laid out. You'll see that the bottom has the menu, and then it has a few task items I've attached to it, and the things that I have open. You'll see that it has 4 hard drives. Those are my external hard drives are mounted, and then you'll see the steam engine. Go ahead.
How did you get WaterFox on there?
That's a Tom trick.
Yeah, I did.
He has a how-to for that.
Yeah.
Okay, could you post a link in the Hangouts chat? Video?
If I can find it, I'm still looking
if you can find it.
Still looking at this article, this short story here. So basically, this guy's going back and forth. They're showing off his talent to the congressman, and they're just not super impressed.
Is it okay if I do a screen share and show mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Took me about a week to really get the hang of it. I think you'd do better. Well said, the president. All right.
Hold on. I accidentally opened Firefox, and the whole computer is glitching out.
Okay.
All right. Here.
I don't want to interrupt Tom's flow of info he's pouring out to us.
Hey, hello.
Hey, kitty.
Oh, we got a kitty. Fuzzy.
Wow. It's a kitty. Oh, a kitty.
Tom's cat's looking up at him like, you looking at another cat?
Yeah.
Where's the cat? I don't see cat.
My cat's right there. You guys can see it on the chat. You guys can't see it on the live stream.
Somebody posted a link and I popped it up. It says The Feeling of Power. Is that something you put up, Tom?
Yes, that is the short story that goes on to about this guy figured out how to add in a dystopia world where people don't know how to simply do simple arithmetic anymore because of over-reliance on computers.
Gotcha.
And they're discussing if this even has any merit.
I remember bringing that up. I'll have to read it later. It looks like quite a read.
Absolutely a fascinating read. For sure.
Quint left us?
Yeah, Quint went home. Mark, how's it going? Mark, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
Hey, Mark, buddy, no mic there yet. I think he's putting on his headset.
All right, yep.
Can I share the specs of my computer?
Yep, go ahead.
Sure.
My computer is a Acer all-in-one desktop, and it only has 4 gigs of RAM, and it runs really fast. My other computer has 4 gigs of RAM, and it's on Windows 7, and it runs.
Okay. All right. Louis, I put the link for that video in the Hangouts chat for you. That's how to install WaterFox on your computer. Sleepy Eyes Vince is getting ready for daughter's dance recital. Very cool. Tell her I said good luck. So get me started on bank security. Yeah. Mark, are you there yet?
Yeah, I am. Is the audio better?
Yes,
Yeah.
audio works now. How's it going, Mark?
Good deal.
SwitchedtoLinux.
I had forgot to plug in my dang headset like an idiot.
That'll do
Like
it.
a total idiot.
I was out, like, I was literally going out, and I was in college. It's, you know, getting ready for the to go to college, of course. And you go in there and you meet with the advisors, and they're setting your schedule. And the guy's like, can't figure out how to get this computer turned on. It wasn't plugged in.
Hey,
So do I want to go to this college? The professors here can't seem to plug in computers.
Okay, Tom posted that Waterfox link in the browser chat section.
Yep.
For the Hangouts.
Okay.
It's in the Hangouts chat. It's not in the normal chat.
Smart people, are
okay,
you kidding me?
SwitchedtoLinux.
Yeah, go ahead.
You'll love it.
Do you know your brother's Twitch account name?
I
Red
do.
Phoenix.
It's Mapus.
Probably the same.
Mapus Games.
How do you spell it?
Honestly, Noah, you're going to have to look it up because his channel is a mature channel, and I'm not going to send kids over to it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, his channel is vile. I mean, vile. So,
Could you pardon me for just a minute, please?
yep. You are excused. Would you like a hall pass?
I just snuck out and came back.
Okay, there you go. Only smart people can live in a smart city. Oh, that means they'll be vacant. Where's the smart city in Canada? It is in Toronto. Yes, it is in Toronto.
All the
Honey,
people
can we sell the house and move to the woods?
If you're in a smart city, you have to be able to talk in ones and zeros only.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
What's crazy to me is my picture is a whole lot better with just the light coming in through the window.
Yeah.
Quite a
Cameras
bit
are like
better.
that.
I mean, it's not the greatest in the world, but it's still a whole lot better.
Solar-powered smart clothes. You guys want solar-powered smart clothes?
No, why? Why? I asked the question all why? What is the point? What benefit would that bring the customer? I don't get it. I don't understand. I just...
Oh, Thomas Holt was in the hospital. We are hope you are feeling better, Thomas. Sorry to hear about that.
Who's in the hospital?
Thomas Holt was in the hospital, so he was absent for a couple streams.
What happened?
I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't know. He just said he was in the hospital. Didn't ask if he would.
I didn't. I hadn't. I'm not watching the comments, so.
Oh, so Mark, you commented we're heading into a jobless society. Care to elaborate a little bit more?
Well, yeah, AI. That's artificial intelligence is taking over all the and robotics is taking on all the entry-level positions, and these large corporations, they're going to save a buck wherever they can. If they can have a robot do the work of 10 people on an assembly line in a factory that's manufacturing iPhones, or a machine of some sort to do it better,
but somebody's got to fix these
fire
machines.
10 people.
But somebody's got to have a job of fixing these machines. I mean,
somebody's
You're talking to them.
That's a higher level. That's a higher level, job.
Yeah. So Dan, you fix these machines. What's your take on this?
The problem is, I wanted to say real quick. I'm sorry, Dan.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The problem is the erosion of the entry-level positions creates a gap so wide that the average person on the street cannot cover that gap in the amount of time they need a job today. They need to pay the bills today. So you're going to have a lot more poverty because people may not have the aptitude and may not have the money to go to college to cover that gap when they need a job. They need McDonald's today. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
And it's scary. Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Okay, some of these machines I don't directly fix because I work on forklifts and that kind of machinery. But we do have machinery where people get on the machine and go 30 feet up in the air. The machine has a mini mast on the front of it. It trolleys into a rack, picks up a pallet of junk, trolleys it out, and takes it all the way down to the end of the aisle where it's dropped off and a regular forklift can take it wherever. That's an example of some of the machinery that I do fix. I go into these plants and I do see exactly what you're describing, Mark. These machines, there's a caged-in area, and it's got like orange tinted shielding around it so people don't get their eyes hurt. These machines whiz bang and weld up something extraordinary without any humans doing it. And when the part comes out, you get a catalytic converter with exhaust pipes and everything else attached to it. It's unbelievable of how many, one machine, how many people or welders it replaces.
So would you then agree with Mark's assessment that overall we're going in net negative jobs?
Yes, we definitely are going. Jobs are going to the machines, and it's
yeah, and I think Mark makes a good point that it's kind of like the wage gap. What happens too is that we have a job gap. There are going to be some jobs for high-level people who know how to do these things, but the amount of jobs for low-level things is disappearing. I mean, even flipping burgers. Our town, the McDonald's in our town has now put kiosks, and then you can still go up to a counter and order food, but they make it more inconvenient. They really want to drag your attention and get in to go to the kiosk, punch in your order, swipe your card, or pay with your phone, and then eventually, of course, they're still having cooks cook the stuff in the back and bring the food out, but at the same token, they're hiring less cashiers so that the kiosk does it. Panera Bread, also in our town. I'm not sure if you guys have Paneras, but Panera Bread did the same thing. Of course, Sheetz pioneered this in our town. They put in the kiosks. Del Grosso Amusement Park, which is in the same town as Sheetz, they do pasta sauce in an amusement park. Go figure. But they just rejuvenated a lot of their park, and all of the new restaurants. Everybody places the orders on kiosks. They're cutting the employees back and back and back.
Tom, the kiosk machine that selects your soda, ice, and all that other junk, that drives me nuts. You know, you just can't, like before, just push Coke, you know, and get some ice and fill up with Coke. No, you got to go through a menu to get what you want mixed up in the machine.
It's a lot more laborious than it is. It's not easier. It's more steps.
Okay, I'm going to give you another scenario. I've gone to an auto manufacturer plant, one of many of them. And I go to this one that's a stamping plant, and it has a die in it the size of a mobile home. This thing comes down, goes kaboom, and you don't even feel the kaboom because the whole plant's cushioned with hydraulic stuff underneath it. And when it comes up and the metal comes out of the die, there's a whole car, just like you bought a model car set from the hobby shop. They break off the metal, and the machine puts the whole body of the car together out of one die.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many jobs did that take over?
It takes over probably at least 30 jobs.
Jeez. All right,
you get a whole body of a car out of one die, and when the metal comes out, the machines cut all the pieces off and rack them.
Wow, that's great.
The cost up front to the organization is immense for a couple robots. However, it offsets itself very quickly when you're replacing 10 and 20 employees. Or when you take one factory and go completely robotic.
Well, these places are also union places, and there's a lot of kickback from the union over this. They go bananas. I mean, they do walkouts and everything else every time they get a new machine that eats up 5 jobs.
Yeah, and it's worth it in the long run because it replaces it's not only the wage you pay an employee, but and this is something for you guys that don't understand business or things like that as much. Understand this: every single time that you get a type of circumstance with a business, the amount of money you make. Suppose you go to that business and you make $8 an hour. You don't cost the business $8 an hour. You generally cost the business twice what your wage is. So if you're making $8 an hour, you literally cost the business $16 an hour because you get $8 an hour. And then you get, when your taxes come out, you only pay half your taxes. The benefit of having job in America is that your employer pays the other half. And then if you're full-time, they have to pay the medical insurances, which can be a massive amount. It's to the point where if you're a full-time employee, you cost the company easily 2 times what your wage is.
And
if you're
what
a
kills
contract,
me,
you're about 1.5.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What kills me, they want to raise minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no.
It won't solve
Maybe
the problem.
$1.25, but I honestly,
doubling minimum wage
enough to make it not hurt.
Yeah, it's going to, if you raise the wage like that, all it's going to do is drive up the prices of everything, and the wage means less.
Exactly.
All right, hold on, Louis, what's going on? Yep.
How is Linux Mint Debian Edition?
It's good. I'm running GNOME on it right now. And I'd say that Cinnamon is still absolutely the best desktop environment to run on it. You know what it comes with. GNOME runs way better than KDE did, despite it being more system heavy.
I'm starting to like GNOME more, like pure GNOME, not like just Ubuntu. The Ubuntu style of GNOME. I like pure GNOME.
Try Voyager. Voyager's really nice, and it's got a nice GNOME setup.
Yeah, they have the new one, which is very nice.
Voyager XFC is excellent.
Mark.
Yeah.
I installed Linux Mint 19 XFCE to a USB flash drive earlier.
Good deal.
You okay there, Mark?
Yeah, I'll be all right. I got choked bad on coke.
All right, Esco says this one. I do not want to send a message to a server in China cloud simply to turn on a light bulb that I own.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good Lord.
Well, my mother used to complain about long-distance phone calls, and she would say, my God, they rerouted my phone call through China.
Anymore they did.
Yeah.
In fact, that was something that just happened on Google, right? Like somehow all their traffic went through Google. I don't know. Okay. AI will not have any physical location.
How do you fellows feel about Google Duplex? I have mixed feelings about it.
What's that?
It's
Google
an AI it does a variety of things for the consumer. Like you can have it make calls for you on your behalf and set up like an air appointment or what have you.
That's the AI phone conversation thing.
I found
it's like a personal assistant, but it's better supposedly.
I found that as stupid as.
By better, you mean creepier?
Yeah, creepier.
Yeah. It rolls out on Pixel owners. Here's how it works.
Yeah,
it's only a matter of time before the AI starts calling us AI.
Yeah. Or no I, NI. They're going to call us NI. No intelligence. We've given everything over to the machines, guys. They have no intelligence. It'll be like this sub-base code. Nobody's going to understand it but the machines. Kind of like the way the Catholic priests used to mock people in the sermons back in the Middle Ages, Dark Ages, because nobody could understand Latin but the priests. So they'd be popping jokes in Latin back and forth, and only the priests understood it, you know.
I just made a new channel logo. I wonder if it pops up yet.
Yeah, no, not yet, but we should see it soon.
You should play the video of Sophia, the robot Sophia.
Oh,
have you heard about that yet?
Is that the one that has citizenships in some country in EU?
I think so. She's a social robot.
Will you post that link?
That's beyond creepy.
Are you talking? Oh, you're talking about the robot they got over in China that actually is like a human?
Yeah, she's supposed to be like a replacement for a wife. Like a social robot for people.
You video game guys.
It's beyond sick.
Arnie says, I think the smart city will be like a Fallout society in the end. People rebel. What is a Fallout society? Is that the video game Fallout reference?
Yeah, Fallout is a video game series.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the Fallout society then? I'm not catching that reference.
I've never played the Fallout video game, so I have no idea.
Yeah, Ricky, I think does.
I've heard about the game series. I don't know what the site is.
We need somebody who understands Fallout to get on here and explain this to us. Smart cities like the spaceship in WALL-E. I have not seen WALL-E.
WALL-E.
Fallout is a game based on a nuclear blast, like a nuclear Holocaust type situation where it wipes out most of civilization.
Well, I'm not playing that then.
The only ones that survive are the richest of the rich, or the smartest of civilization, and they're locked away underground in vaults. And the video game, you play through your life in the vault as a baby, and then you work your way up to an adult. And toward the middle of the game, you escape the vault and explore the wastelands.
Dude, I'd have to double down on my antidepressants to play that.
Yeah, it is extremely depressing if you're not, you know, it's kind of sad. It really is.
Yeah.
Because there's only like 10 people that you interact with at any given time, and you see the same people day in and day out. There's no variation of anything hardly.
Well, that don't sound like fun.
No, it's really not that fun of a game.
Crystal Energy says, targeted individuals are attacked by microwave weapons daily. Speaking of which, did you guys know they built a Tesla tower in Texas? Just not too far off from Waco?
What?
Yep.
Wow.
What now? You was talking about that the other day. What is it? A Tesla what now?
A Tesla tower?
Tower.
Okay, so the concept of a Tesla tower was to send electrical power via the airwaves. The problem is it can also be used to electrically fry things. It basically sends it's like a mega electro pulse to anywhere you want it to. And in theory, it could, you know, basically wipe out literally towns and populations. So yeah, here's a little article about it here. The serious Tesla tower erected in Texas, just kind of reported on just a couple weeks ago. And so, of course, this is the ancient one, the original model. Did they actually, dude, they didn't actually give us a picture of the Tesla tower that showed up in Texas? Really? There you go. All right, so here it is. This is the one in 2000 or in 1901. This is the one near Dallas in 2018. So it's just off from Waco.
You're not sharing your screen.
What's that? Yeah, I am. It's just not being shared to you guys on Google Hangouts. I'm sharing it to the chat. So here's a better picture of it there, and then.
Yeah, I see it on another browser with a delay.
Yeah, yeah. So. Yeah, so, and of course, this isn't like, ooh, it could be, it just looks weird. No, 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 the company's come out and said, it's a Tesla tower.
I would call it an EMP tower.
Yeah. Come on, man. Visive Technologies has erected a tower in Milford, Texas that bears a striking resemblance. Their press release says, yes, it is a Tesla tower. This is to continue on Tesla's research.
Well, you know, your data is only 100% safe if you have it backed up with an optical drive.
Actually, I actually just went and grabbed my stuff out of my safety deposit box. They're also safe if you wrap your drives in aluminum foil. So.
Tinfoil.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, duh. Because
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but they come out with a new disc.
Mark.
A new optical disc.
Blu-ray?
This thing here is called what they call an M disc. If the data that you put on this disc is guaranteed to last your entire life. It's supposed to last a millennium.
Huh. Interesting.
And Explaining Computers does a test with this disc where he compares it to other discs with freezing it and all kinds of stuff. And the M disc comes out on top as lasting the longest.
Huh. Okay.
Market.
Yeah.
But I got that with a disk drive that I recently purchased to put in my Linux box, and that just happened to be in there. And then I did some reading about it, and I'm like, wow.
What OS do you use?
What OS do I use?
Yeah.
I was actually, after the chat, I'm going to put Linux Mint 19.1 Tesla on because I feel like the 18.10 Ubuntu base is going to be a lot more stable, I hope.
What are you using right now?
Right now, I'm using Windows 8.1. Like I say, I've yet to install Linux on the other end of this hard drive.
Mark, so, I'm using Ubuntu Mate, and I've been using it for a couple of months now, and it's extremely stable. It puts up with a lot of stuff.
The 18.10?
Well, I'm using the 1804. I did have the 1810, but I had problems with the package manager with that.
Weird. See, I had been having Wi-Fi issues and a lot of things going on with 18.04. But some of that, it was kind of a compounded issue because Charter was having issues as well. And with the internet just in general. And then Mint was having Wi-Fi specific issues.
I don't know if you know this, but Ubuntu has a tool that they do not package with their software, with their distros, but it's called the Ubuntu Kernel Update Tool, or UKUU. And it'll allow you to take your kernel right up to 14.9 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
4.19?
4.19.
Yes.
Mark.
Yeah.
You should try out Ubuntu Mate and then just install the GNOME desktop if you like that.
I'm like Tom. I am a Cinnamon's out. Now, one thing I disagree with Tom on is that Cinnamon is beautiful. Mm-hmm. To me, it's kind of ugly.
Maybe it depends on the theme you put on it.
But, well, Peppermint's theme is god-awful. I'm sorry.
I like
but I have to
Peppermint
change
7.
the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Peppermint 9 theme is god-awful.
Mm-hmm.
But, I have to change the theme. It looks like something a 5th grader would come up with. I mean, no offense to 5th graders, but it's just not very appealing to me. You know, it's not just not my cup of tea. But 4th grade, 1st grade, yeah.
You should say
elementary school. Yeah.
But,
yeah, I agree. Yeah. Cinnamon's kind of looks a little outdated. It looks like Windows 2000 kind of, with a little modern twist.
Well, more like Windows 7. You know, it's the way I like it too. But I consequently absolutely love the design of Windows 7. So that's why I like it.
Windows 7 has a great design, but I don't know what it is about Cinnamon. It
lacks color. It lacks color.
Well, like I said, if you can adjust the themes, there's a lot of themes you can do, and if you know how to modify CSS, you can make additional modifications to it.
So I can do that.
I mean, that's what somebody can do.
I can hard code.
At the same time, the good news about Linux is if you don't like Cinnamon, install something else, you know?
Yeah.
I used Cinnamon for many months. Linux Mint Cinnamon. It's also very stable, but I used the 18.3 version before the Ubuntu stuff came out. It was one of my first distros. I really liked it, except for the theming wasn't quite modern enough, but I accepted it because it worked.
I don't mind it not being modern. I think I dislike the lack of color in it, and I like a little color.
Exactly.
So I actually like XFCE with the Bluebird theme a lot better than just standard vanilla XFCE is antiquated as all get out. But MX17 has a very beautiful theming with XFCE. Voyager also has a really nice looking theming with the auto hide on the panels that come out from the side. And it could be really useful for a developer learning to code. Voyager could be very, very useful in that type of setup for a software developer. I can see that with the things that are built in out of the box, the Midnight Commander and all that, the Ranger.
My thing with MX-17 is it's like Manjaro. It's got too much unnecessary junk in it.
It's a little bloated, but a lot of that software they include is actually very helpful.
Yeah, useful. Let's go back to our job discussion, because White Chocolate says, I hate the self-service checkouts at Walmart. I don't use self-service checkouts anywhere. In fact, I go to Lowe's now instead of Home Depot, because every single time I go into Home Depot, all that's open is self-checkout. No, if you want me to do all the work, you better give me an extra 10-20% off, because I don't want to be paying you the same amount to have you lay off your staff and pay your staff less money. We need to make a stand for that. And like one of our grocery stores, after like 8 or something, closes their checkouts except self-checkout. I go and make the manager open the checkout for me. I'm like, no, you're going to work for your pay today, you know.
Yeah, it's really weird, all these little cost-cutting things that they do at our expense.
Yeah, and people say the same thing about, of course, we're all now used to self-pumping gas. A long time ago, you know, you'd go up to the attendant and they'd pump your gas for you.
And I grew up as one of them attendants. I checked the oil in your car. Or if you needed salt washer solvent, I tried to sell you some. Tried to say a quart of oil for your engine if it was low. All kinds of things while the car is filling up. Sometimes I'd even check the tire pressure.
Yep.
Mark,
Yeah.
you should try installing the Cinnamon desktop on Ubuntu.
Okay.
Because it has like Debian wallpapers and stuff, but it looks kind of weird at first, but it's actually pretty good.
Just standard. Why have they not made a Cinnamon version of Ubuntu flagship? Or not
That's
a
my
flagship,
question.
but you know what I mean?
Community build.
That's my question.
I think they should, because it's pretty popular. I think it's a very popular desktop, to be honest.
Ubuntu was my first try on Linux. When I built my Windows 7 backup computer, I had a virtual machine of Linux, and I was like, what is this thing? It's called Linux. That's weird. And then I tried out Linux. It was Ubuntu 16.04. And then that's where I fell in love with Linux.
Yeah, 16.04 is rock solid, too. It's excellent.
Yeah,
Even today, it runs well.
I have Ubuntu Studio 16.04 on my laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Ubuntu is a gateway for so many people. Like if I had to pick a base that I prefer, I'm an Arch guy, but I'm used to the way Arch does things, which is why I was probably going to install Manjaro. And then I learned that Tessa was out, and I'm like, well, God, I'm going to go back to Mint if Tessa's out. Because Manjaro's rolling release, and for my work, I need something more stable. But I'm an Arch guy, but Ubuntu is the gateway for so many new users, and I think it's plays such an integral role and is such an important player in Linux to get people from Windows over to Linux. It's something that's if they continue to data mine, they're really hurting Linux in a big way, because yes, people can switch to RPM based distros or Arch based distros, but it's not going to be that ease of use, that user experience that Ubuntu brings. And that's why it's so popular, because it really is for the new user coming over, and it serves a critical role. Yeah, to a degree, not a lot, nearly as bad. It's
enough
minimal.
that I really don't use Ubuntu much anymore.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's sad, you know.
Yeah. Richard Addison says, no offense, but I prefer not using a computer over using one with the GNOME shell. And you know, I definitely prefer Cinnamon. This, of course, is
tweaked enough and tolerable.
Linux Mint Debian Edition is running on my media computer, which is my testing ground to learn how to do different skills. And when you know what the key shortcuts are on GNOME, it works well. However, one of the challenges is not every keyboard is laid out the same way, which means that you have to relearn it for the specific keyboard that you have on your device. And still, I cannot imagine it would be good for production at all. It's just, it would be so slow. It works great for a media PC. I kind of like it as this media PC setup. But as far as getting production done, Cinnamon and desktop setup like that, Cinnamon, XFCE, Mate, are absolutely more productive.
I'll be back in a minute.
For me.
Mate is by far my favorite out of any desktop environment. Mate is my favorite. And mainly for the advanced Mate menu that they have.
Okay, go ahead, Louis.
What's your preferred Arch-based distro?
Manjaro.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I tried installing Arch, but it was a big old fail.
Yeah, I mean, with Arch, there's a lot of steps you'd have to go through to get it installed. You really have to know what you're doing with it. And for me, it's like, I can do it. I've done it before. It's just, it's not my preferred thing. You know, for me, it's about speed and how quickly I can get up and running on it. And Manjaro gets me Arch with exactly that. Yeah.
Did you see the video that I left a comment on Pete's channel that he said Linux Mint said that he said that Linux Mint was based on Debian, and I said Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu, and Ubuntu is based on Debian.
He might have been talking about Linux Mint Debian Edition though too.
Well, I don't think Debian Edition.
But I didn't
when
see
did
the video,
Debian Edition come out?
What's that?
When did Debian Edition come out?
Linux Mint Debian Edition is, I mean, there's been versions of that for a while. The most recent one came out just after 19 did. So the one I'm running is Linux Mint Debian Edition 3, which is based on Debian Stretch.
I thought it was talking about, I think it was talking about the regular Linux Mint.
I don't know. I didn't see the video, so I don't know.
I am happy that there's another Arch user in the room besides me.
I don't use Arch, so.
Arch is not my friend.
Yeah.
What's the word? I'm probably, no offense to Ubuntu Mate users, I'm sure it's a great operating system, but I'm probably returning to Manjaro. I'm probably going to return to Manjaro XFCE and install Mate alongside it. And
Mark, let me ask you this. When Manjaro breaks, are you able to fix it?
Yes, if I spend a little extra time, I can.
If you have the time and you know how, it's wonderful. My problem is an update would come and Manjaro would screw up. It got to the point where sometimes it locked me out of it completely.
And you just can't have that when you're working day to day.
Right. I need to turn on a machine and have it be there.
Yeah.
And not roll the dice. Okay, today, whoa, man, Snake Eyes, it ain't going to run today.
Yeah. That's why I haven't run it in so long.
Does
Another thing is Clonezilla is my friend.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going there, Quinn? Back in the real office.
Yeah.
Hey, Quinn. I got a question.
Yes.
You use all the Google apps and stuff on your Pixel phone?
Yes, because there's no lineage for the Pixel.
Okay.
So I can't
Well, for
delete
the Pixel
any of
XL, you have the larger Pixel.
Is it the regular Pixel or Pixel 2?
This is the Pixel 2, just regular.
Yeah. Yeah, Pixel 1 you can get lineage for, just not Pixel 2 yet.
It's also Verizon locked, so I couldn't even put it on there.
Oh.
No, Verizon doesn't lock their things unless you're on a payment plan with them.
We are on a payment plan with them.
Oh, okay.
You mean the phone's
payment
included it in the payment?
Yeah. What I'm probably going to do is I just want to get a Nexus 5X to install Lineage on, just to have a phone that runs Lineage.
Question for the dummy.
Do a Pixel 1 instead, because the Pixel 1 is kind of the update to the 5X, and it's still getting security updates. This month is the last month of security updates for the 5X.
Now, are you guys talking about the phone being part of the payment plan, or the payment plan separate from the phone for the phone being locked?
Well, what Verizon does now is you can get the phone and you basically make a monthly payment for the phone instead of buying it outright.
I've got a question for everybody.
So if you buy your own phone and take it to Verizon, they can't lock it?
No.
No.
And Verizon is, I think, the only big carrier you can get a phone from that does not lock them as long as you're not still paying for it.
Because that's what I currently have. The problem around here, there's Verizon and it works everywhere, and then there's everything else.
Yeah, so I buy my phones and then take them to Verizon to activate them. But no, they don't lock them. They can't lock them. It's actually laws about it. Yeah.
Who's jumping on Big Daddy Linux tonight?
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to join. I got too much to do.
Not I. I still need to record a bunch of videos for tomorrow, so I probably need to wrap this thing up before too long. Maybe we'll wrap it up in 10 minutes so that we have an even 2 hours.
What did I miss about Microsoft?
We pretty much told Microsoft to go build it in your house, and they're going to convert your entire house to a smart house. All right, they're going to collect all your data. They're going to have cameras in your bedroom and stuff, so when you're changing, they know it all, and they're going to know when you're awake, when you're asleep. They're going to basically replace Santa Claus. I mean, Microsoft knows when you were sleeping, they know when you were awake. They know if you're a bad boy.
Yeah. I just call that creepy town.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on this planet anymore. But Tom, I have those same. I swear to God, you think he's kidding? You think he's just doing it for the camera? We have days like that. As people that are in the know and educated on society and the way things are heading, you have blocks of time during the day where you have no motivation to work, and you're like, "Can I just exit this planet? I do not want to be a contributing member to this society anymore."
I don't generally get that bad these days, but I kind of know what you're feeling. Yeah,
I do when I get up and go to work and see how the machinery of the world is working.
If you're not careful, you can let it beat you down.
You got to have your emotions in check to go into the real world where things are made, done, and decided.
Maybe that's why I took an escape from the real world 8 years ago, and I just think the longer I live, the more I realize, man, that was a good decision.
Yeah.
Stop selling yourself
to the door locked.
Yeah. Hey, actually, half the time I sleep with my door open, so
By the way, everybody in the comments section, smash that like and support everybody here.
Absolutely.
Yep. I already have like 15 subscribers and I have no videos.
You got to start doing some content, man.
I'm waiting to get the webcam.
All right.
He's gonna catch up with me.
I have you in my subscription column, and I'm waiting for a video there, Quint.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta do some without the webcam. Just do some. I mean, what you have is fine, but just start with some Fedora tutorials. We need good, modern, new Fedora tutorials, and you don't need a screenshot for that. You can just do.
There's not a ton of them.
You could make that with simple screen recorder.
Yep. Uh-oh, CypherX broke the like button. Oh, man. Were there enough likes there, at least?
I'm a wee bit laggy.
I'm just looking at the chat, and there's this guy who you've blocked, and there's like a whole bunch of comments deleted.
Oh, he just kept on, and then he's like, I'm gay, and all these other things, and so I just timed it out.
I'm just looking at them.
Yeah.
We got a troll.
Yeah, I've blocked 2. I banned one and I blocked the other. So.
If you're gay, that's whatever.
That's fine. I don't care. Just don't sit there and spam it all over my chat.
What does that have to do with Linux? I mean.
I'm flagged as a moderator, but I'm waiting for someone to use a dirty word, and then I'm going to hammer them.
I've had to delete comments. I've never had to ban or put anybody in timeout, but I've deleted comments.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine how you want to live your life. I just don't understand why people today in today's society think it's like it's a big deal. I'm gay.
Dude, I don't care. So
I'm straight. Congratulations. It's like
we're gonna feed the kitty now. Get the kitty feeding out of the way. Come on, buddy.
Here he comes.
You guys have to go through a lot in society on a daily basis.
Come on.
I can understand that.
I know. I rewatched the stream, the Voyager Linux stream, and I saw that about how Linux users, is that what we're calling him?
We started calling him Louis. He's now
how
Louis.
he had a somebody actually created a channel that was dumb fat and then his name and started posting mean comments on there. I don't know if you saw that.
My lord.
Yeah, but somebody actually created a channel just to bully him.
Our
Yeah, I
troll
told
is
him
now
just-
just
I told him
spitting out
just go
keyboard junk.
Tell the police, you know, they'll stop it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Here you go, kitty. Yeah, you little boy, kitty. You want to do one more? Here, there you go. There you go. No, right there. Stick your face in there. Put your paw in there. Put your face in there. Do something. Dude, my cat is stupid. All right. This cat is really cute, but he's actually really stupid.
Oh, this
There you go. There you go.
Cats are their own beast.
Yeah. There you go, buddy.
Should I put this guy in timeout? His time expired and he's posting more comments and just random
Yeah,
nonsense.
he's putting out keyboard junk.
Is he putting out keyboard junk?
Yeah, I just
random
deleted
junk.
them.
Oh, yeah, good. I've not even seen him. I must be on.
I was just waiting
I'm
for
on
him to
top
put
chat.
something
Go to live chat.
unappropriate in.
Oh,
Well, there he goes again. Oh, Quint got him.
all right, get him. Yeah, all right. Also, guys, I'll let you guys still watching know. I am doing a Cyber Monday sale on my Christian books on my bookstore at ourwalkinchrist.com. Use the coupon code Cyber Monday, 30% off anything you get. And can I access those without pulling my headphones out?
Found another one, Quint.
Yeah, I saw him.
I was getting ready to hammer him.
All right, so I have Testing and Temptations is my book on Christian sanctification, and I have The Art of Shallow Neighboring is a book on it's a first world Christianity parody. You can pick those up. Everything's 30% off if you buy them on ourwalkinchrist.com, which is my
I
Christian
just
channel.
put a comment in telling everybody to stop with the nonsense.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, do you think that's going to stop it? Yeah. If people read signs, though. Anna Rita says, buy Tom's book. That's good. Thank you, Anna Rita. Do you have? Do you just have the one, or do you have both of them at this point, Anna Rita? I don't know.
Both.
Do you know if there's any Black Friday sales for the Spreadshirt shop?
Oh, you know what? I have not posted anything for a while, and I probably should. Let me look. Okay, Marketplace. Let's see, what's today? Today's 24th. Oh, until tomorrow, 15% off everything using Cyber 18.
50 or 15?
15, 1-5.
Okay.
Using Cyber 18. There's a Marketplace also. Shop. Okay, so also... wait, though. Because starting the 26th... So 26th only is 15% off and free shipping on 11/26. So that would be Monday, and that is called Cyber Sale. Is the coupon code?
Okay.
So, yeah. So Cyber Sale. So shop.switchtolinux.com on Monday the 26th. You get 15% off everything and free shipping. Until tomorrow, it's 15% off everything, but wait until Monday, you get free shipping as well.
Okay.
Roberto Blake just posted a video. We need to talk about Article 13. Is that what I think it is?
That's the copyright law one.
Yeah, I was caught English Bob and them guys all complaining about it.
Yeah, I haven't jumped over and looked at stuff. All right, there you go. I haven't jumped over and read all of the updates in the last couple days, but apparently it passed the first round. I think there's still another round maybe, but I don't know for sure. So
is it bad? Pretty bad.
Yeah.
At face value, it looks bad.
Yeah. Basically, it's effectively the thing that basically says you cannot link to any external resource.
Oh, God. You would want me to do that.
I know.
I would want you to do that.
Yeah, because that's how the internet is built. Yep. Yep.
We're
CypherX.
living in a day and age where collaboration is as equal or more important than competition.
Mm-hmm.
Competition's important too, and I'm old school. I like competition too, but
You are in violation if you're doing a video like this,
man.
Yeah.
and a car drives by and it's playing a popular song, and your mic just picks up about 5 seconds of it. You
Yep.
have to totally edit the
Yep.
video.
Yep.
That reminds me of Kit Kat trying to copyright the noise of the Kit Kat break.
Did they
That's
actually try to do
outrageous.
that?
They tried and failed. Apparently, I had heard that from H3H or somebody.
Yeah. So Cypher OX says SwitchedtoLinux made me switch to Linux Mint. Very good. Very cool. Yeah, well, next time I won't be so forceful with that gun, man. No.
You guys gotta stop and think. You know, we get these fabulous distros like Ubuntu and Mint and Peppermint and stuff. Look what they're doing for us for free. We're not paying for this, but we're all communicating together. We're writing letters. Tom's writing books.
And they love that. And that is a form of payment for them. But we
I mean,
got
you don't get anything else like this for free.
Yeah.
Here's a neat thing, actually. In my copyright page, did I do it on this one? Oh, no, I wasn't doing it then. On my copyright page on my books, on my copyright page, of course, you have the copyright page, do all this kind of stuff here. Commitment to open source. Our Walking Christ Publishing uses FOSS software where available. This book was produced with LibreOffice, GNU Image Manipulator Program, Sigil, Calibri, and the following open source fonts: Callus, Sigil, Vibrocentric, and Deja Vu Sans. Call out in my books too the open source software.
That's bravo.
And so I do that. Any software that I'm using to make my books, I tell you what software I'm using. I tell you what fonts. And I'm not required to, but I do it so that people know, oh, you can actually do this stuff without paying Microsoft's fonts and things like that. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is just embrace the free and open source software movement. It's getting huge all the time.
10 years ago, you didn't have something that was quite usable like this for free. But today, it's gotten much better. People still complain about it. Well, they don't have no reason to complain about free.
Yeah.
Hey, has your I want you to get your brother to port his game to Linux.
I'll see what I can do. I've been working on it, man. I've been working on it, but I don't know. Isn't he using like Unreal? Don't those like support Linux? Like I know Unity does. Yeah, he does Unreal. Some of the stuff is 3ds Max. I don't know all of the ins and outs of everything they're doing, of course, but
a lot of those programs those support Linux, like you can compile.
Yeah,
for Linux.
and so that's the thing. If it comes out, or if it's even easily to do with Wine or with Proton or whatever, I'll probably showcase it. But if it's not, I'm not gonna bother. So that's it.
I think you need to get your mom to switch to Linux.
God.
Just make it look like it look like Windows as much as possible.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. My mother knows so little about computers. It's just like last time I was over there. As my friend and I were going up to a park up there, and so we stopped by my mother's house because she was having some computer questions. Like, okay, how do I delete emails?
Oh yeah, I remember this.
God. My friends there trying not to bust up. I'm like, oh God. It wouldn't matter what it looks like. And I thought, let me just wipe Windows off. Just going to put Peppermint on it. It'll probably work better, but I don't know.
Has your mom ever watched your channel?
No, not that I know of anyway.
I'll tell you, I've had one or two about that bad. They were close in that ballpark. It's rough.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, there's one of my grandparents knows nothing about computers, but he just stays away from it.
Mm-hmm. That's
like I've never had to ask questions about it.
My mother unfortunately gets on Facebook, but she really doesn't do anything else. But she really doesn't even do that much because half the time her computer will simply not let her on Facebook. I'll get over there, I'll get it into there, and then about a couple weeks later, it stops being able to connect, and so she doesn't do anything. So it's easy to delete their emails. Just hack the server using Kali. Okay, well, there's always that. Okay, mother, I'm gonna hack your computer and delete your emails for you. It's probably gonna be easier.
That's one of the things I was going to set up with some of my grandparents is to have a team viewer so I could contact them with tech support questions.
Yeah.
I had to do that with my granddad once because he wasn't receiving text messages.
It's very sad when you got to get the grandkids in there to help with the tech, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to do a final call for comments. We'll give it just another few more minutes. Let's see if there's anything else we have up here. Yeah, maybe we can talk about Article 13 another time that I actually
that's a separate video.
No sharing links or memes because snowflakes. That's right. Snowflakes, man, they're super special and super fragile.
Sheeps love snowflakes.
Harley Davidson tried to copy their muffler sound. Okay. Let's see. Mom is like my mother-in-law. Doesn't delete anything. No, she can't figure out how. You just highlight it and you push this key. It's called delete.
What web browser does she use?
I think we gave her Edge because it breaks less.
Edge.
There's some things about Roberto Blake that I don't like, that I don't necessarily agree with. And then there's so much that I do like.
Yeah. I unsubbed his channel. I just couldn't watch it anymore. I watched several videos in a row. I'm just like, okay, you've just lost it.
Well, he's like, I was going to mention it to him. If he ever sees this video, he'll know now. Unless we're off the air. I guess we're off the air by now.
Oh, no.
But, no, one of the things I wanted to ask him, I followed him for quite a while, is why would you keep recommending, what is the Bluehost? Bluehost is a web hosting
and
platform.
HostGator. He keeps recommending those.
And he's got a lot of money coming in from them, and I get that. But, dude,
that's why I don't recommend those. I recommend A2 Hosting, SiteGround, and InMotion because they're good hosting companies.
They're great hosting companies.
And
that's three are the cream of the crop. They're the very best.
And that's why I don't like... that's the dirty underbelly of affiliate marketing. Sure, Roberto might show you how you can make a lot of money, but he does so with compromising integrity and morality. Because if I send somebody over to Bluehost or HostGator, they have a horrible experience with it. That's not good.
Yeah, and I think Roberto, honest to God, deep down, he's a great person and a good human being. He's made some moves and some decisions that I felt were not for the best of his viewers, and not too many people are going to call him out on that. And as far as trying to question him on it, he's like, he made a comment in one of his videos on his approach when people question him. Don't question me how I run my business, and I won't question you how you run yours.
Yeah. He'll do, if you leave a comment like that, all he's going to do is block you from making future comments.
Yeah.
Who is
this? I just feel like that's not okay.
Roberto Blake.
Yeah.
He supposedly built a channel off of teaching people how to build businesses.
Be successful.
And as a small business guy, I disagree with most of what he says. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
But
there's
some things he says that are nice. But he sells his soul for the almighty dollar, and that's what I won't do.
Starting to seem like he's going more and more the money grab route. And it's kind of sad because he has a lot of sound business philosophy in his teaching, I feel like. to just throw it all away to get. It just seems like I just getting to where I trust them less and less, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Anna Rita converted her nephew to Linux, and they're converting their friends. She has created little monsters. Woohoo! Go, Anna Rita.
Good deal. Linux monsters. That's a good kind of monster.
Are you sure you don't want these smart shoes, smart pencils, smart air? Yeah, that's all I need, smart air. We've determined that you're a waste. We're going to stop giving you air. Quint Berkeley, where did you find the bad person on Voyager Linux stream?
That was you. You said that, Linux user.
Yeah.
Have you seen Gary V's? How do you feel about resellers? Like these people that get on. I'm sorry, I know these are random.
Hold on, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stop the stream. Then I'll hang out with you guys for a little while afterwards, and we can chat about that. So, hey guys, thanks for watching the stream. We're about 2 hours and 10 minutes in, so we're just gonna go ahead and end the live stream part, and then I'm gonna hang out with these guys for a little bit. So, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll be out somewhere. I don't know. If the like button still works, go ahead and use it. I know somebody said they broke it, but you know. Catch you guys later.
Bye.